Hey guys, welcome back. Hope everyone's doing well. So, Iraq did indeed change their exchange rate today. Eventually, the CBI finally came out and said they had intentions of doing it, so they did it. But now, I want to, before we go any further, guys, this video is my opinion and should not be used for financial advice. You guys know the first thing I'm going to do is bring patterns to you, okay? It's very important to see patterns, all right? Now, you guys know that in the past when I have kind of shared my own little personal time frames when I think the rate might change again based on my own opinion is I would usually project for a Sunday and then kind of the third full week in, okay, of any month when I do it. Guys, that's what today is. Today's a Sunday, and here's an actual calendar right here of today. Okay, today's the 20th. Here's the third full weekend. So here's 1, 2, 3, third full weekend. Look at that, guys. Do you see a pattern there? They followed suit with exactly when I've shared my own little windows of time frame when I thought the rate might change. They followed suit to my projections. Do you see that? So very ironic, isn't it? So now let's look at something here. Here's when you guys have been hearing me say that I really feel, and guys, I'll share my opinion on this whole rate change in a moment. It's really not a big deal. Okay, we'll get into that in a moment. Let's get through these patterns. So again, they did this on specifically on a Sunday. What is the third full week into the month? Okay, and I keep telling you guys, Iraq is walking in Kuwait's footsteps. Here's when Kuwait did theirs from 91. Okay, they pretty much did it, around that same time period. Okay, it's just that March happened to have a few extra days. So you guys, so it's just it's laid out different, but it's still approximately the same time frame. Okay, so that's when Kuwait did theirs again, March 24th of 1991. Guys, here's March of this year. And I'm not saying they're doing it in March. I'm just saying, in my opinion, Iraq is walking in Kuwait's footsteps, guys. So there you go. That's March of this year, guys. And here's what I wanted to just show you, that when you compare December of 2020, it's almost Iraq made this move, guys, exactly 90 days before the period of historically of when Kuwait did theirs, guys. I find this very interesting. This has my interest peaked. I'm just bringing you patterns, okay? So I just find it very interesting. They literally did it exactly when I project, always, over the kind of the third full weekend, right around what would be, usually it's anywhere from a 17th to a 24th, kind of that third full weekend in, okay? And then on Sunday. So, and they historically did it exactly, today is exactly 90 days before Kuwait historically did theirs. I find that very interesting. All right, let's get into Iraq did change the rate, guys. So here's the Central Bank of Iraq here. Let me see if I can zoom in a little harder on this for you guys, because this is a little bit zoomed out. Okay, let me go back. Okay, right here. So right here, guys, it looks like 1 million with the comma. It's actually not. It's basically right here, and right here is a converter for you guys. Right here it says, it might be hard to see, but see if I can see. I highlighted it for you right there in blue. So it's basically $1 equals 1,460 dinar. Okay. Why did Iraq do this, guys? Well, they have a central bank value and then they have the market value, guys. What was happening was the Iraq's inflation was sliding a little bit. It was rising. Okay. So their inflation has gone up right here, guys, to about 0.8%. Okay. That's the reason they devalued it. That's what I keep telling you guys. It's all based on inflation. They still have very low inflation, guys. They're still below 1%. Okay. But it goes up. It got upwards of 0.8. So they had to just devalue the currency a little bit, guys. And notice how, like I said, they did it exactly to the T, 90 days historically before Kuwait did theirs, guys. That's very interesting. And they specifically did it on days that I've always shared with you guys, right around that third full week into a month, specifically on a Sunday. Okay? But anyway, now again, they just did this because, again, guys, this is nothing major. They had to. Inflation was starting to rise. They had to do that to ease the inflation, guys, but it's a very small rate change. Okay? Now, here's one thing I want to share with you guys. Many of you guys keep coming forth saying, well, what is Forex? You know, what is Forex showing us, guys? I don't care about Forex. When the rate officially changes, if you're looking to find it on Forex, you're not going down the right road, okay? I want to show you something here. This is xe.com. Here's this right here is from the Central Bank of Iraq. This is the CBI's website, okay? Notice how the CBI reflects the true value of the dinar immediately, okay? Here's xe.com. It still has the old value, guys, of 1190. That's why those of you that keep coming out saying, well, you know, we want to see it on Forex. We want, guys, Forex and these foreign currency converter websites aren't going to show the rate change immediately. That's why when the rate does change, you really only should be referencing one site, the Central Bank of Iraq's website. It's that simple, okay? Foreign currency converter or foreign third-party websites will not reflect the rate change instantly. And I'm showing you guys that as hard factual proof right here. xe.com is a highly recognized foreign currency converter website. It still has the old value, guys. It has not even referenced the rate change yet. Only the Central Bank of Iraq's website. So going forward, guys, those of you that keep wanting to see it on, or keep thinking you'll see it on like Forex and maybe sites like xe.com immediately when the rate changes, guys, that is not the right route to go, and I'm showing you that right now, okay? There's only one place you're going to see the rate change when it officially has changed, and it's very simply on CBI, the Central Bank of Iraq's website. There you go, okay? Forex will not receive it immediately, okay? This is the only website right here that will receive it immediately, and I'm showing you hard factual proof right here because XE doesn't even have it yet, okay? Again, Iraq had to do this, guys, because their inflation was starting to just creep up a little bit. So they devalued it, which will bring their inflation back down. But again, guys, they did this exactly to a T, to the day, or to the date, 90 days before Kuwait did theirs, guys. All right, let's look at some other things here. Here they're simply saying, guys, this exchange rate adjustment will be for one time only, will not be repeated in the future, guys. They're just basically saying that because they had to do this to ease the inflation, but they're basically telling you they're going to monitor things a lot closer. We can, you know, kind of read this article. I don't think it's too long. Okay, the Ministry of Finance issued on Saturday a new statement regarding the exchange rate of the dollar against the dinar, while including the exchange rate would be modified for one time. Minister of Finance Ali Alawi said in a statement, the size of the global economic crisis resulted in the repercussions of the corona pandemic, shook the economies of most countries of the world, is well known for the sons of our honorable people and our dear country of Iraq. The financial crisis resulting from the sharp decline in oil prices was linked to existence of structural imbalances in the Iraqi economy that has not been seriously addressed and carried over from one stage to another. On the basis, it became clear to the eyes of importance of urgent reforms in various economic field axes, including the currency exchange rate, explaining that although this decision is one of the difficult decisions, we are obligated to take it because it addressed a large part of the crisis to avoid similar situations that other countries have been exposed to and to ensure the protection of the Iraqi economy, activate its economy, achieve, encourage reform leap, conduct real development with the help in particular of all government political forces and economic and social actors. He added that the decision to adjust the exchange rate will be a one-time only, will not be repeated in the future, pointing out that the government of Iraq will work in addition to the Central Bank of Iraq to fix the new price that is consistent with the requirements of the reform. He stressed that the government will work immediately to support the affected sectors and the poor through measures that include increasing social welfare allocations in the general budget in order to compensate for the possible increase in the prices of some imported goods, indicating that we have directed government banks to increase interest rates to encourage citizens to keep their savings in these banks and take advantage of high interest provided to them. Alawi pointed out that adjusting the exchange rate is a political decision of the Iraqi leadership, and it is a decision that enjoys the support of the political parliamentary forces and economic actors that have participated with the government in a lengthy discussions to reach this measure, in addition to the competent international bodies, including the International Monetary Fund, which promised to allocate large sums to face repercussions of the pandemic on vulnerable groups, which are an important part of the government's reform program with regard to aspects of reforms and economic development. And he indicated that the Ministry of Finance has a detailed paper on questions that could be asked about changing the exchange rate in the country, stressing that the economy will increase in effectiveness with the entry into force of economic reforms. And guys, they're still telling you right here, they still telling you they've got to do or enter into force economic reforms, okay? They're basically letting you know that this move right here has nothing to do with economic reforms. This is just what this guys is. This is a band-aid for just an unexpected event. Okay, what you saw here of just quickly changing the rate to 1,460 per million from 1190, okay, is very simply just a band-aid to an unexpected event. They're still telling you that right there they have to still carry out the economic reforms. It says will increase in effectiveness with the entry into force of economic reforms, and that there is a correction for the pessimistic and erroneous interpretations, some of which carry political background to impede the reform movement and prevent a shift quality in the fields of industry, agriculture, and development. So there you go, guys. They're telling you this is a one-time event, because literally this is just a band-aid, because the market value of the dinar and inflation started to rise a little bit. Okay, that's all this is. This is nothing major and nothing any of us should be concerned or worried about. This is not a rate change. And notice how they did this, guys, exactly 90 days before Kuwait did theirs. That, and to the date, like literally to the date. Okay, this really has my interest peaked. All right, let's look at the next article for you guys. So I've laid out for you guys kind of, I've shared with you a list of things that kind of had to happen. I told you they're basically oil, by the way, guys, Brent oil just a few days ago, oil just reached above $52 a barrel. So oil's shooting up pretty fast right now. Okay. Oil's on track, guys, to be if it keeps moving at the pace it's moving, oil could be at, $55, $56. Oil just climbed $2 this past week. Okay. Oil it's above 52 now. So it could very easily, reach around $55, $56 a barrel, guys, by the first week of January. Okay. If it's going to stay moving $2 a week. Okay. So with that said, here's a list of events I laid out for you that they have kind of an indirect relationship on the rate change to just show and reflect stability in the country of Iraq. I told you we needed to see Baghdad and Kurdistan reach an agreement. They have to announce it. Okay. The Council of Ministers have to receive the budget and they have to amend it. Okay. After the Council of Ministers amends it, guys, then they have to pass it off to Parliament for approval. And Parliament does have to finish and complete the budget, guys, before all those steps have to be announced. Okay, you have to see these items or events announced in the news, guys, before the rate can change. Okay, And you already know laws and budgets. I told you laws take 45 days. Then they came out telling you that laws and budgets take 45. Guys, a budget is a law. That's why I'm calling it a law. That it's going to take 45 days. So no matter what, they're pretty much not even going to have the budget done until most likely, February. Okay. So, so there you guys go. So again, Kurdistan and Baghdad have to announce, they have to reach an agreement. Council ministers have to amend the budget and get it ready to pass off to Parliament. Parliament has to approve the budget, guys. So those are all the steps that have to happen before we can see the rate changing, guys. Right now, just tentatively, because laws, which a budget's law, take approximately 45 days, they most likely won't even finish the budget until February sometime, guys. So anyway, but it doesn't matter. That just gets the budget ready for their beginning of their new fiscal year, which starts April 1st. Okay. So let's look at this article. So we may have out of everything I just shared with you, we may have one item tackled and off the list there. It says Baghdad announces they've reached an agreement with Kurdistan on the 21 budget. Okay. So let's see what the article says. It says the Iraqi minister announced Saturday they reached an agreement on the 21 budget. The official agency is saying we have reached an agreement with Kurdistan on the 21 budget, indicating the current delegation is discussing the allocations for the year of 2020. Mr. Finance announced earlier that his ministry will issue a statement regarding raising the dollar exchange rate in the 21 budget, guys, to 1,450 dinar. So anyway, guys, there you go. Let's see what happens. And we just, again, now we're looking, so they're saying they've reached an agreement, guys. So the next step should be, we want to see the council and ministers receive the budget, and we want to see them amend it. Okay, that's where we're at. That's the next step. And guys, we're also looking for them to implement the reforms. They told us they were going to implement the reforms in January. That would be another step we're looking for, but obviously we're not in January yet. So, but when we do reach January, that's one of the items we're looking for, are those reforms, guys. The reforms are very important in this. Okay, we have to see those reforms implemented because the timing of the reforms, okay, have everything to do with the exchange rate. Okay, I'll explain all that when we get more into January. Okay, but the reason why the reforms have waited so long, I'm talking, I've showed you guys articles from going back to 2015. Okay, that the reforms have been outstanding since 2015, most likely even longer than that. It's because the payments on the reforms can only be made with internationally recognized currency. That's why. Okay, so the payments on the reforms require the rate change. That's the only thing on the table that right now that requires it. So there you guys go. There's some good news for you. Again, guys, this is nothing more than a hiccup. Okay, what you're seeing, how the rate has changed. They had to do this. It's just a Band-Aid. It's just a temporary Band-Aid on an unexpected temporary event. Okay, but I find it very interesting how they've did this on the time frames that I've always shared with you, specifically a Sunday, kind of around what is the third full week into a month, and literally 90 days from the time period at which Kuwait historically did theirs. And I've kind of shared with you, Iraq is walking in Kuwait's footsteps. Hey, you guys are the best. God bless you guys. Have a great day. Take care.